Hello and welcome to some Battlefield 4 gameplay. In this one we're going to be looking at 10 satisfying things that you can still do in Battlefield 4. If you're on the fence about playing Battlefield 4 in 2020, this video will convince you. Absolutely incredible moments happen all the time in Battlefield 4. It's one of the best Battlefield games for it, and whilst it does lack a few features here and there, the only in Battlefield moments are unrivaled. So starting out, some things that you can do the minute you log in on Battlefield 4 that really cannot be matched in other Battlefield games. Taking out air vehicles, whether it's as an infantry player with an RPG, SMOR, even lock-ons, or whether you move into a vehicle, tow them, shoot them out of the sky with a tank, maybe you've got a TV missile in the heli, or just shooting them down with a jet or Little Bird. This is the best game for it. The explosions, the effects, the sounds, everything is just incredible. Check out a couple of these takedowns that really do showcase how amazing it really is. The second thing you can do in Battlefield 4 that a lot of people fail to do really is teaming up in an attack helicopter with your friends. You can even do it with randoms. I of course have taken this to the extreme levels and played hundreds and hundreds of hours in the attack helicopter, but you don't just have to do it on Siege of Shanghai or Dawnbreaker or one of these city-based maps with lots of cover. You can try and do it on some of the big open maps like Gonwood Railway. You can easily join a server, jump in the attack helicopter as a lot of people don't take them on these larger maps, and you can learn how to use the TV missile and maybe learn how to dodge rockets that are coming your way and take out a lot of enemy players. It's incredibly satisfying. To take it one step further, you can actually join air superiority servers that are still running in Battlefield 4 where you're just up against other attack helicopters, and that's the best way to learn how to fly it and learn how to aim. It's so satisfying. At number 3 we have trolling campers. Now you might look at me and think, why on earth would you join Battlefield 4 to troll campers? You can do it way more easily in Battlefield 5. It's because in Battlefield 4 it has a bit of history behind it. Some of the biggest Battlefield 4 YouTubers that don't really do BF4 content anymore but they used to, would run up behind camping snipers and troll them with a whole selection of different gadgets. And that's the thing, in Battlefield 4 you get a million gadgets. There are so many you can choose from. And messing around with campers, maybe messing around with players that aren't too aware of where you are and blind enemies is incredibly satisfying. At number 4 we've got hitting up the meat grinder. I'm of course talking about Operation Locker and the classic Operation Metro. Battlefield 4 does a lot of things well. Does it do the 64 player Conquest meat grinder better than Battlefield 3? Maybe, maybe not. Personally I think BF3 might be a little bit better. Of course Metro on BF3 is a better map than Metro on BF4, but it still is incredible on BF4. I really love jumping in there and just seeing how many kills I can get. It can be frustrating, but if you do get to grips with it and you get yourself on a good team in a good situation, you can have so much fun. Whether it's with an MG4, a fluoroscope and some smokes, or running a shotgun, if you're allowed to on the server, you can come up with some incredible moments. Next up we've got driving around and road killing people, something that you can do in every Battlefield game, but in Battlefield 4 it's so satisfying. Taking either a motorbike, taking a quad bike, a dune buggy, one of these little jeeps that you get. There's so many vehicles you can take in Battlefield 4, so many transport vehicles. No other game gets even close to it in the Battlefield franchise. There are so many. You can be in a jet, you can be in a helicopter and roadkill people. You see it all the time in my Only in Battlefield series and it's really, really hilarious. The noise you get when you roadkill people as well is so satisfying. At number 6 we've got playing with bad loadouts. You've seen a couple of videos on my channel recently where I've taken loadouts that really aren't that good, and you might be thinking, well, why on earth would you do that? Loads of people I see just playing with the AEK and the G18, that's all they play with, and it must be pretty boring just taking the same loadouts. Battlefield 4 has one of the most extensive loadout systems and customization systems in the franchise. Go and experience it and try out some of the wacky creations that you can put together. They might not be optimal, but they're certainly quite interesting to use. At number 7 we have Gunmaster. Go and play Gunmaster in Battlefield 4. As I've said, it's not as good as BF3 Gunmaster, but it still is very, very fun, and it's a great way to unlock new parts for your weapons and hone your infantry skills. Or be like me and play Gunmaster all day long and lose right at the final second as your teammate steals the knife from right in front of your eyes and you finish second.
Hostile soldiers.
Next up at number 8 we have learning to use the Magnum. The Magnum in Battlefield 4 is a weapon I didn't use for a long time, and I regretted every second of that time when I actually went to use it a couple of months ago. The Magnum is so satisfying. Hitting those headshots either with the red dot sight, the iron sight, or the 3x scope is incredible. It's such an awesome weapon. You can almost use it as a primary if you want to, or join a pistol only server if you want to level it up. This thing is incredible, and I really suggest you go and try it out. At number 9 we've got something else related to vehicles, learning to use a tank. A lot of people can't use vehicles in Battlefield 4, they focus purely on infantry. Using the tanks in Battlefield 4 actually takes a little bit of skill to be really good. Cap objectives, take out enemy tanks, be in the right place at the right time. A lot of people say that it's easy, but those people often don't use vehicles, and if they do, they're not that successful in them. More importantly though, it's really fun. Tanking is super satisfying. Finally, at number 10, the main reason why you should play Battlefield 4 and go back with your friends and squad up. It's the best game for squadding up and playing the objective. No other game really gets close. Back in the day, Battlefield 3 and Bad Company 2 would be right at the top, but as servers aren't as populated on those games anymore, Battlefield 4 is coming in with some of the best gameplay you can have, and of course, console players, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, can play Battlefield 4 whilst it's not as easy to play BF3. Go back and play arguably one of the best games in the franchise that will highlight why squad play in a sandbox is so much fun. You can do what you want in any vehicle on any map, or as an infantry player, and just have fun from start to finish. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. It's a little bit of a throwback to why you should go and play Battlefield 4 and what I experience on a daily basis in one of my favourite games of all time. If you are new to the franchise and you've come in with Battlefield 1 or Battlefield 5, I suggest you go and play BF4 and understand why people are so reminiscent of this incredible game. Thanks for watching, leave a like if you enjoyed and a dislike if you didn't, and I'll catch you in the next video.